Hey there, church family. Desert Streams Baptist Church, pastor here. I just want to come to you this Thursday morning and give you an update about how things are going. I had a meeting last night with several men of our church, and we just discussed the situation that we find ourselves in with the coronavirus and the government lockdowns and all these things. And so we had a good meeting last night. And we're in unity. We prayed together. We're in unity about how we should move forward as a church. And so we want to give you an update and make it clear what's going to happen the next several weeks for Desert Streams Baptist Church. 36 hours ago, might be 72 hours ago now, Governor Newsom came on and put a ban on all gatherings in the state of California. 36 hours ago, County of San Bernardino, Robert Lovingood did the same for our county. And I've been in contact with our local officials here in Adelanto as well. We've taken several things into consideration. We've considered just operating business as usual and trying to do our best to accommodate with hand sanitizers and those kind of things. We've also considered having multiple services to limit how many people are at the property at the same time. And then we've considered going online to try to abide by this as the best we possibly can. And we've considered everything in between. And so, church family, I just ask you to be gracious and flexible during this next few weeks. California has asked for a ban on gatherings between now and April 6th. And we feel that to be a good testimony in our community, to keep our senior saints, pregnant mothers, and those that have poor health safe, that it's in our best interest to host our services online for the next 3 Sundays. I don't like this idea. This idea really bothers me. It bothers me greatly. And I know many of you are going to be bothered by this news as well. But I want to give you some thoughts about this as we go forward. I laid in bed last night and I thought about this and I prayed about it. And I thought about all the good that could come from this. And so I want you to kind of think with me about the good that can come from this. First off, we get to show the world what the church is really all about. You see, the government can say we can't meet at a building, but the church isn't a building. The church is the hands and feet of Jesus in this world. We're not going to stop being the church because we're not going to meet at the property every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. We're still going to be the church. And we might be a lot more visible than we were even before. We get to show the world what the church is really all about. We get to be a beacon of hope in a dark world. Man, I think about this. I was walking through Walmart and I got to pray with one of the workers there as I was walking through. She was just stressed, and I heard her say as I was walking by, man, I could really use some prayer. And so I stopped and I prayed with her. We can be a beacon of hope in this time. We get to change it up for a few weeks and maybe get out of a rut. If we get into the same routine and our service is always the same, 3 songs, the handshaking, the sermon, and then we go home, we kind of get into a rut and we lose what it means to really be a church. And so maybe God is using this to get us out of a rut. We get to be intentional about fellowship. We get to be intentional about our giving. We get to be intentional about our outreach. And that's exciting for me because we have to actually make the choice now. We have to decide that we're going to fellowship with others by getting on the phone and chatting or coming to a service on live stream. And so we get to be intentional with that. We have to be intentional about our giving. And we're going to have to actually put it in the mail or go online and use the online giving. We get to be intentional about that. We're going to get out of a rut of doing the same thing every week or every month. And we're going to have to be intentional about it. We're going to have to be intentional about our outreach. Something we're going to have to really strive for, that we're going to still reach our community with the gospel. And so I think the Lord could use this in a great way. We get to spend more time in God's word, not less. More time. We get to share the message of our church with more people. I just thinking about the online, how I know family members of mine that'll watch the services that may not know the Lord, but they'll watch them, and that's a great thing. You'll have the same. You share it with others; they'll be able to hear the sermons and follow along. And so this is a great thing. We get to look forward to that next gathering. I think of that. Man, I can't wait. I'm already looking forward. I'm hoping it's Easter Sunday, that we get to come back together and we get to pack the place out. We get to sing all in one room. That's going to be a great thing, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm greatly looking forward to it. I'm planning some big stuff for that first time we get to gather back together again here in a few weeks. We get to engage our community in unique ways that we haven't before. Our church doesn't have a online presence as far as live services or video services, and we want to do that in a way that's professional, a way that's a good testimony to our community, and we're going to do that. And so we get to engage our community in a way that we haven't before. This is going to be a good thing for us. We get to teach some old dogs some new tricks regarding technology. I think of several church families that may not have a Facebook page, and that's okay. They may not understand what YouTube is, and that's okay. And we get to, there's several men in our church, the men I met with last night, that are willing to go to different homes and teach you how to log on to the Facebook Live, how to get on the YouTube Live, and how to do it on your smart TV and all this stuff. And so this is a good thing. We get to teach some old dogs some new tricks. I'm excited about that. And even some young dogs that don't know some of this technology, we're going to get to teach them too. We get to show our church family how much we really care about them. Think about that. We get to show them. Because we go run errands for folks and drop off some toilet paper, some necessities, some beans and rice, and this and that. And we get to do that. And we should be doing that anyway. But now the Lord's really pressing upon us to do that. We get to serve our church and our community in a greater way. We get to show our kids that even when the church doors are closed for the normal gatherings, that the church is still very much alive. My daughter this morning didn't quite understand that she wasn't coming to church tonight, that she was going to watch Daddy on the TV, and she didn't get it. She says, "So our church is closed?" And my wife says, "No, the church will never be closed. The church is open, and the church is alive and well, and we get to do it just a little bit different than we did before." I hope you can see all the good that's going to come from this. God is allowing our plans to be changed, to be altered. And let me remind you that the early church didn't have a building, the early church didn't have a meeting place, but they were healthy, they were strong, and they were growing. And that's what I desire for Desert Streams Baptist Church to do this. So here's the plan for the next 3 weeks. We will host a Facebook Live and YouTube Live video every Sunday morning at 11. We will do the same for our evening service at 6 p.m. and the same for our Thursday night service at 7 p.m. Then we're going to have a few update videos throughout the week, and my plan is to have something for the children once a week and something for the teens at least every other week. Our ladies and men's groups are also going to post videos regarding our Bible studies, and so we're going to post that. They might even be live streamed, but we're still working on all the details of that, but we are still going to have ladies' Bible study. We are still going to have our strong men meeting. I'm going to do my best to provide bulletins and newsletters through email, through Facebook, through text messaging, and we're going to stay in contact the best we can. I'm going to personally call through the church list every 10 days or every week and try to contact you. Church family, let's show the world what the church is really all about. Don't let this divide us. Don't let this get us to be in disunity, but rather let this meld us and strengthen us back together the way that God would have us to be. Listen, the church prays. The church assembles, even if it's online. The church gives. The church witnesses. The church sacrifices for each other. The church serves. This is an exciting time to serve Jesus. Don't lose perspective. Things are going to go back to normal soon. And I'm praying that God changes our normal just a little bit and gets our priorities back on having church the way that He intends us to have it. I want you to tune in tonight at 7 o'clock. Get dressed for church. Get in your living room. Get your Bibles out. And we're going to have our first Facebook Live, YouTube live streaming. Let us know that you're watching. Comment on the videos and share with your friends and neighbors and all that. Church family, I want you to know that I love you. I love you, so much. I'm praying for you by name, and I want you to reach out to me if you can. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you need anything. And this is not going to stop us. The gates of hell cannot prevail against the church. Neither can the coronavirus. Neither can government shutdowns. We are going to have church. It just is going to be a little bit different, and I'm excited about it. I think this change is good for us, and when we come back together, we're going to have a greater appreciation for the assembling of ourselves. And so, church family, contact me if you have any questions. I know some of you maybe have questions, maybe even frustrations. Listen, I'm just as frustrated as everybody else, but I'm excited to serve Jesus in this time because no matter what the outside pressures are, my God is still on the throne, and so I love you, encourage you, and if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.